One, two, three, funky.
For all forms of life on Earth, water is the basic necessity. It is fair to assume that the only way to sustain life is because of the water beneath the Earth. One of the most significant resources on this planet is this universal solvent. Life without water is impossible. It is nearly 70% of the Earth after all. However, water is minimal. Despite its enormous abundance, water, though abundant, is limited. It cannot be renewed, thus must be used very carefully. Furthermore, it must be recognized that although there are plenty of water, it is not safe for all to drink. We may derive some significant uses of water every day. Water is the foundation of our lives. For daily survival, the human body requires water. We can survive for a week without any food, but we will not even survive for 3 days without water. Also, 70% of our body fluids is water. In turn, this helps our body to work usually. There are also significant health issues for human beings because of the shortage of adequate water or intake of water. The water we drink, thus, is of substantial value to our physical well-being plus fitness. Besides, without water, we do not carry out our life's activity. It is equally necessary whether we are thinking about brushing up early in the morning or preparing our meals. We depend strongly on its transparent chemical in this domestic use of water. The industries also consume a great deal of water in a large scale. For almost every step of the processes, we need water. The product that we use every day is essential to many manufacturers. If we look beyond human uses, water plays a vital role in every life of the living creature. It is the birthplace of marine animals. Every organism needs water to survive, from a small insect to a whale. We thus see how water is required not only for humans but also for plants and animals. To function, the earth depends on water. We cannot egoistic and use it for our own uses without taking care of the environment. Beware, the danger is coming whenever you never take care of water. Water is extremely essential for life. This common fact is known to all. It is required to meet our basic needs in day-to-day life, like cooking, drinking, bathing, disposal of sewage, irrigation, generating electricity in power plants, cooling and manufacturing different products in industries, and the disposal of industrial waste. During all these processes, the undesirable substances are added to the water resources to a great extent. This alters the basic chemistry of water in rivers and streams. Sources of water pollution. First, domestic sewage. This includes household waste like food waste, synthetic detergent used for washing clothes and cleaning bathrooms, and latrines and water-based paints. Second, industrial effluents. The industrial wastes are discharged in the adjoining rivers and streams through flush lines of factories. The textiles, sugar and fertilizers factories, oil refineries, drug manufacturer, rubber and rayon fibers, the paper industries, and the chemical factories all produced chemical pollution. Third, agricultural source. Increased use of fertilizers has become essential for high-yielding crop plants. However, excess of nitrates used as fertilizer seep into groundwater and is carried into lakes and ponds. On entering the drinking water supply system, creates several health problems. Fourth, pesticides. These include insecticides, fungicides, nematicides, rodenticides, herbicides, and soil fumigants. These contain chlorinated hydrocarbons, organophosphates, metallic salts, carbonate, acetic acid derivatives, and many more. Many of these pesticides are non-degradable. They pass through our food chain and accumulate in fatty tissues, thus causing several health hazards. Fifth, thermal pollution. Power plants and nuclear power stations are the main sources of thermal pollution, of which water are used for cooling and becomes hot. The hot water on entering the main water body raises its temperature, which kills fishes and other aquatic animals and increases the rate of respiration in aquatic plants. Sixth, pathogenic organisms. Sewage and domestic waste from houses introduce pathogenic organisms like protozoa, worm eggs, and bacteria into the water. This contaminated water, if consumed, causes jaundice, typhoid, dysentery, cholera, and tuberculosis. Sixth, natural causes. Gas emissions from active volcanoes, marsh gas, spores of fungi, and pollens are the natural causes of air pollution. 8. Underground water pollution. Underground water, particularly in cities and industrial areas, is no more pure and safe. The sources of underground water pollution are sewage, seepage, peats, industrial effluents, septic tanks, fertilizer, pesticides, and garbage. 9th, marine water pollution. River and streams are network sources of water, ultimately end up ocean and seas. Thus, this acts as a sink of all natural and man-made water-based pollutants. The main sources of oceanic pollution are discharges of oil, greases, petroleum products, detergent, sewage, and garbage, including radioactive waste. Causes of water pollution. There are several classes of common water pollutants. These are disease-causing agents or pathogens, which include bacteria, viruses, protozoa, and parasitic worms that enters water from domestic sewage and untreated human and animal waste. Human waste contain concentrated population of coliform bacteria such as E. coli and Streptococcus faecalis. These bacteria normally grow in the large intestines of humans, where they are responsible for some food digestion and for the production of vitamin K. These bacteria are not harmful in low numbers. Large amounts of human waste in the water increases the number of these bacteria, which cause gastrointestinal diseases. Other potentially harmful bacteria from human waste may also be present in smaller numbers. Thus, the greater the amount of waste in the water, the greater are the chances of contracting diseases from them. Another category of water pollutants is oxygen-depleting waste. These are organic waste that can be decomposed by aerobic, like oxygen-requiring bacteria. Like large populations of bacteria used up the oxygen present in water to degrade this waste. In the process, this degrades water quality. The amount of oxygen required to break down a certain amount of organic matter is called biological oxygen demand, or BOD. If too much organic matter is added to the water, all the available oxygen is used up. This causes fish and other forms of oxygen-dependent aquatic life are about to die. Thus, anaerobic bacteria, those that doesn't require oxygen, begin to break down to waste. Their anaerobic respiration produces chemicals that have been a foul odor and an unpleasant taste that are harmful to human health. The effect of water pollutants. The main effects of water pollutants are 1. Compounds of mercury, arsenic, and lead are poisonous and chemically harmful as even affect water treatment plants. Example, organic sulfur compounds interfere with nitrification. Mercury, when dissolved in water, is absorbed by aquatic plants and enters the food chain. Lead impairs metabolism and brings about congenital deformities and anemia. 3. Cadmium damages kidneys and liver. 4. Inorganic nitrates and phosphates promote growth of oxygen-consuming algae, which results in the death of fishes and other aquatic animals. 5. Presence of dyes and compounds in the discharged water changes the color of the water. 6. Soap, detergents, and alkalis result in foam formation. 7. Industrial effluents containing iron, free chlorine, phenol, manganese, oils, hydrocarbons, ammonia, algae, and microorganisms impair the taste and odor of the water. 8. The nitrates and phosphates dissolved in water accelerate the growth of microorganisms which consumes much of the dissolved oxygen, depriving fish and other aquatic life. 9. Biomagnification is the increase of toxic materials at each trophic level of the food chain. Control of water pollution. 1. Separate ponds and tanks to be used for cattle and animals. 2. Use of pesticides, insecticides, and fertilizer should be done judiciously. Rapid biodegradable substitutes for pesticides should be employed. 3. In town where sewage facilities are not available, septic tanks should be in the houses. 4. Rivers and lakes should not be used for bathing or washing as it contaminates the water. 5. Domestic sewage and industrial waste should be treated before discharging them into the drains.
The truth.
I think I'm losing my mind, trying to stay inside the line.